Hi Gemini, this is Morgan with Compass Rose Astrology, and today we are going to do a fun tarot reading, and we are going to be incorporating astrology and tarot to talk about all of the aspects, energies, and experiences you might have this month in January 2023. So let's go ahead. I'm using the Heaven and Earth Tarot deck along with the Winterseer Animal Companion Oracle, so I'll make sure to pull some oracle cards for you afterwards, just to kind of go over some of the astrological energy. We have a ton of stuff happening in your 8th house, which is the house of debt, what you kind of karmic debt, what you owe others, what others owe you, and all of that is making aspects to your 12th house, Uranus in the 12th house, which is retrograde. And that's kind of bringing in aspects of kind of senses of independence, detachment, and moving on and like trying new things, complete new paths. And that kind of relates to more mentally as well. So, let's just get started. So let me clear kind of the energy. I have this beautiful rose sage bundle and my clearing candle that I made myself as well, with the intentions to bring in clarity, understanding, success, and purpose in these readings. And I thank the gods for please providing me with the appropriate reading and information that Gemini needs to hear this month for January 2023. Thank you so much for your guidance, Spirit. I appreciate you, and call in all clear messages for Gemini to allow them to move forward with purpose and understanding. Okay, so here I will move this out of the way and we'll just get right into it. So what is Gemini feeling this month? Let's see. What is Gemini going through? Thank you, Spirit, very much. Provide some information. Whoops, half the deck wants to come out, to what you are feeling, Gemini. Let's see. Any more information for what Gemini is going through and experiencing? What is going to happen for Gemini? Okay. Wonderful. Okay, this is great. So we have the Devil as kind of what you're feeling this month is what I'm seeing, what my intentions were to bring in the cards this way. And then we have the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. And before you get nervous, the Devil isn't a bad card. And I especially think that this is coming out because the Devil is a Capricorn card. So you definitely have, a lot happening for you in the 8th house. So the Devil is signifying that, there's a lot of change happening here. And probably you felt really like bound by some of the things of the 8th house, which could be debt. It could be maybe an inheritance. It could be what you've inherited from like your family. And it's not always a bad thing. Like it could be that maybe you feel bound by some sort of expectations that they have for you, that maybe the family has. And maybe you feel like you've been kind of like trapped in sort of their expectations of how you need to act. It could be that this is also the house for other people's money. So you could be going through something where someone else is like getting in debt or getting out of debt, and that's affecting your life quite a bit. But either way, sorry, I needed to put my sweater on. It's a little cold in here. Anyway, maybe that's kind of how you feel too. You've been feeling really like cold and detached, and you're not entirely sure. There's this feeling of just being really trapped and being alone is a big feeling that I'm getting here, especially with Uranus in the 12th house. And then we have the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. So I think something is coming along to you that is going to really, truly provide you with a great step forward. Maybe you've had an idea of something that you want to start, especially with the Ace of Pentacles. Aces are new beginnings. They're opportunities, and they're a lot of potential. So maybe you're like looking at a pentacle and you're like, or a pentacle. Well, I mean, it is a pentacle, but maybe you're looking at an opportunity to you and you're like, is this really going to bring me the happiness that I want? Like maybe you've had an idea or like are trying to set out on a new path of maybe trying to get promoted, especially because pentacles are about financial and kind of career pathways. And you have 2 pentacles here. You have the Devil, which is an earth card, has a pentacle right at the top. So I really think this is super around either your foundations at home or, yeah, especially with, because so we have Mercury up here in the 8th house, which rules your 4th house, which is Virgo. So, and that's going to be triggering your 4th house, how Mercury keeps going back and forward. It's going retrograde and it's coming back direct in Capricorn this month. So it could be triggering your home kind of values. It could be triggering your actual home. Like maybe you are looking at buying a new house or like changing something in your house. But I do kind of think that this could be something more career oriented because I think you're really like looking at what you have and you're thinking like, this is stable. What I have is stable, but it makes you feel really trapped, right? It's not, and maybe it could be like, ooh, what is, I've heard this phrase, it's like the golden shackles, where maybe you feel like you're stable, you're balanced, but you have this new opportunity coming into your life and you're not sure if it's actually going to be fruitful or stable or successful or give you the happiness that you want that you don't currently have, especially with this 8th house with Pluto happening there that's been in your 8th house for a really long time. So maybe this is something that's bothered you for quite some time and you just don't know how to get out of it because it is the Devil. Oh, lovely, lovely. Okay, cool. So we have Princess of Swords. Let's see, what else is Gemini going to experience this month? What is going to lead to the Princess of Swords? What brings about the Princess of Swords for Gemini? Or tell me more about what the Princess of Swords means. Okay. Ooh, extra cards. Okay. So, the Princess of Swords. Okay, let's see. Oh, I love it. Okay. Oh, this is so great. Oh, Gemini, yay. So you are an air sign, obviously, Gemini. And the Princess of Swords in this deck is, it's the princess, whereas in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, it's a Page of Swords. And these are traditionally called like messengers. That's kind of what I typically take them as, because there's so many different interpretations of pages that when they come up for me, it's usually messengers or the way people act with each other. So I really do think this is an embodiment of something. And I do think this is a message, especially because the next couple cards that are coming up for you, we have the 7 of Cups, we have the Sun card, and then we have the 6 of Cups. So I think that whatever message you get, it presents you with this opportunity, all of these choices. Like sometimes it could be an illusion of choices. Oh yeah, I wonder if like this Devil card makes you feel like you have some sort of freedoms, but you really don't. Yeah, I really think that that's what's happening here. Maybe okay, yeah. So I feel like this is a personal embodiment, or it's a message from this current commitment, this current kind of karmic debt that makes you feel as if you have an illusion of control here. It makes you feel as if you can get out if you want, but you really can't see the forest through the trees with this opportunity, or with this commitment, this kind of like an entrapment. But over here with this Pentacle card, it really offers you the opportunity of true joy. And I especially think with this 6 of Cups with the Sun, it really embodies this childlike energy. It could be something that really brings you back to your roots and brings you back to something some of your childhood values, some values that you grew up with and that you have at your core, but you kind of lost along the way, especially because you've been like in kind of enslaved to this energy and this karmic debt over here. And yeah, I think this just, there's this air of like, of kind of this feeling of understanding and connection with whatever this pentacle is for you. If that's a new job or a new promotion, or maybe just a whole new path or a new home, it just feels right to you. That's what I'm seeing. And yeah, okay. And so let's see, can we get one more card for how Gemini will come out of this? Okay. Interesting. Okay. So we definitely have, let's see. Okay. I think this is how your cards are coming out. You have 2 pathways, Gemini. This is interesting. I don't usually read cards in this sort of like format, but this is just how all your cards are coming out. Let's see what's at the bottom. Okay, we have Queen of Wands that's leading the way for you. So you're definitely coming into your own. You're protected spiritually. That's really what I see here with this, with the cat and the queen card is you are protected. So even if you feel like that things haven't been going entirely right for you for a long time, that Spirit has your back. You're not going to be left out in the wind here. Like maybe you feel like you have been, and I'm really getting that with this, with these 2 cards underneath the Devil card. I think you feel as if you have to disappoint people. If you're either disappointing people or yourself, and you might even feel as if there's this kind of masculine energy that's in this area of your life that might have supported you in this path, but you feel like there's like disappointment, either towards yourself or towards him or her. It's just masculine energy. So if they're a Libra or a Scorpio, that's what this card is saying. If there's somebody in there that has kind of made you feel as if you're confined, they don't do it out of, you know, it's not like they're trying to trap you, but they're trying to do what's best for you, and they think that they're doing it correctly, which is, or they think that they're being good to you, but there's a feeling in your own heart that you might have to end up hurting them or keep yourself hurt this whole time if you stay, basically. And then, but if you take this pathway with the pentacle that really like speaks to you on a very spiritual kind of core level, there's this feeling of like less stress, especially with like, that's not always this card, but I feel like that's what you're looking for, is like less stress and less like you are a quick person, Gemini. Geminis always are. They're very fun and never get bored, you know. But there's just this feeling of finally being able to take a breath, and I really think it's going to provide you with a very quick path forward. I think things will come to you. You will not be left alone. You will be inspired, and you'll maybe even get a message soon that allows you to take this path. And you'll have to decide if that's what you want. But either way, like, I do see you as being like really strong in yourself. Like, I don't think it's more of like you're being wishy-washy, which is sometimes a Gemini trait, and that's coming from a Gemini rising, but it's more of like you just don't want to disappoint anyone, but you really are strong in yourself, and you really do know what the right path forward here is. That's great, Gemini. I'm really happy to hear that and to read that for you. Okay, well, these came out right away. Spirit has some messages for you for the oracle. And I'm just going to read from this book. I think that the person that wrote this book has some really great insights. So I'm just going to read them for you. But you have beaver, build, and you have whale, depth. So just looking at that, I really feel like this, what you've been trying to kind of like decipher or decide on, either way, you will have this really good foundation. You'll have like the stability that you want and that you kind of need, or at least just like a good feeling of just of success, basically. But you need there to be a reason, right? You need there to be a good connection, and right now you're just not getting that with the devil and with the karmic debts happening in your chart. So for beaver, we have the keywords build, work, industry, eagerness, planning, and community. In a reading, the beaver is an industrious species whose dam building efforts affect everything in the habitat around them. Their dams help restore wetlands, act as flood control, encourage biodiversity, break down toxins such as pesticides, and reduce erosion. These creatures can be a wonderful inspiration when we feel overwhelmed by the vastness of the future and the difficulty of building wealth, community, or family. A beaver dam is constructed one rock and stick at a time. It doesn't happen all at once. Over time, a dam can become an enormous force for good and even change the course of a river. In our own lives, our goals can sometimes seem very far away, and it is easy to become discouraged with the drudgery of the day-to-day. The beaver reminds us of the value of putting in the time and taking action every day, rather than waiting for things to happen for us. There is no substitute for hard work and consistency. And I think that's so perfect. So I think hard work and consistency here will help get you in this direction of maybe a new pentacle, a new pathway, a new opportunity for you that has kind of the soul calling that you're looking for, that is a little less strings attached. And then we have the whale. The keywords are depth, creativity, spirituality, music, complexity, and history. In a reading, the whale calls to us from the deep waters of the unseen realm and reminds us of the treasures of creativity, inspiration, and spiritual growth. Those treasures are only available to us when we are connected to the waters of the subconscious and the spirit, much like the crane skin bag of Manannan. I think that's the Celtic god of the sea, if I pronounce that correctly, whose contents are only visible when flooded during full tide. It is easy to become so preoccupied with everyday life, chores, bills, work, that we forget the importance of taking time to nurture our creativity and feed our souls. The spirit of the whale beckons us to the deep, urging us to leave behind the superficial world and the present moment, and to reconnect with the whole great ocean of time and the currents of the collective subconscious. Whales can grow to such enormous sizes because the ocean waters mitigate the effects of gravity. Likewise, when we free ourselves from the pressure of everyday life, there's no limit on our growth. We can become giants in the spiritual and creative realms. In its inversion, the whale's message admonishes against superficiality. The beached whale is one who has become disconnected from the waters of the subconscious, from the spirit, and the creative realm. To survive, the whale must be submerged. The lesson is especially important for many sensitive people. You must remain connected to the unseen realm because that is where your power comes from. Inspiration, creativity, and serenity require time alone and a deep connection to the spirit. If you are too preoccupied with worldly matters, you will lose your inspiration and your muses may cease to sing. In its sterner aspect, the whale tells us that if we are away from the water for too long, we will forget how to swim. I really think that speaks on such a whole different level for everything that's happening here, because the Devil card is typically the card of materiality, spirit, and being kind of tied to those kind of bounds. And so maybe there's this pathway that's a little less material based for you that needs to be followed or yearns to be followed for you, Gemini. Well, I hope this reading resonated with you. I hope you find something important in here that might actually help you this month, and let me know if you have any other stories that you would like to provide as well. I look forward to our next reading. I will talk to you later, Gemini. Bye.